welcome back to my channel. Today I've got the part 2 of the most embarrassing things I've ever done, and I'm probably going to have to do a part 3 as well because everything just keeps coming to me. So if you want to see part 2 of the most embarrassing things I've ever done, then just keep watching. Okay, so the first one takes place when I was in year 6, so I was about 11, either 10 or 11, and we had this talent show at school, and so many people applied for it. So what the head teacher did was put everybody's names in a hat and picked them out, and if your name got picked, you go up on stage and you'd do your talent. So we had a couple of weeks to prepare it, and I don't anymore, but I used to do like drama school, and with that came a lot of singing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to sing a song. And back then, plus the fact that I was only 10 or 11, I didn't know how to do soundtracks or anything like that. And we had like the application form, and you had to put if you needed anything like props or costumes or anything like that that they could provide for you. And I put on it the backing track to the song I wanted to sing. Day rolls around and my name gets picked out of the hat, and the song that I chose to sing for this talent show in front of the entire school at 11 years old was All That Jazz from Chicago. Now, if you're not familiar with the song, I won't put it in just because of copyright, but you can YouTube it, All That Jazz from Chicago. I will put a picture in of what the girl wears on stage, so you can see that it's supposed to be like a very sexy song. So hopefully that outfit will give you some sort of idea of what this song might mean. It's a very sexy song, but an 11-year-old shouldn't have been singing this in front of the entire school where the eldest people were 11. Bearing in mind this is year 3, 4, 5 and 6, so year 3s are, how old are they? I think year 3s are 7 and 8. So anyway, I go up to the stage, and I don't think I specified exactly what I was singing, although I must have done because I would have put the backing track on the thing. But anyway, I said to him, have you got my music? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, well, I did put on the application form that I needed the backing music. And he said, oh, I'm really sorry, I haven't got it. So I was like, fine, that's fine, I'll just sing it without. So I go up on stage and I tried to do it exactly like she does in the film. Again, if you've seen the film or you know it, you'll know how she does this. So I'm going up there, I'm like, I'm gonna wash my hands and roll my stockings down. At 11. This was so inappropriate. 11, and I was singing about how I wanted to roll my stockings down and have a piano player play All That Jazz. Oh my God. Why did my parents let me do that? I don't even think I got to the chorus, and the headmaster was just like, well done, well done. And I was like, bitch, why you cut me off? Well, he was cutting me off because it was too inappropriate. I didn't realise that at the time, but he was obviously like, no girl. And I'm just like, I haven't sung the chorus yet. There's a reason that I didn't sing the chorus. So yeah, that was the first one, and looking back on it now, why did I do that? Okay, so the next one, this one is like really short, so I'm going to tell it really quickly because there's an extra story that I want to put in at the end. This one actually doesn't involve me, it's about my best friend Gemma. So this, if you've seen most of my other story times, you'll know that this would take place on our holiday in Florida, me and Gemma, and we used to get on the I-rides a lot to get us to places. And there was this one bus ride that we went on, and the driver was really erratic. Like, she would just turn corners really quickly and she would curb it, like it was not safe. And you don't have seat belts either because they're just like benches that you sit on. It's really uncomfy. But anyway, this driver's really erratic, and at one point she says, everybody hold on, like it was some sort of roller coaster ride. Anyway, she turns the corner, curbs it, and my friend is not concentrating, and we were just in conversation, and she just went whoosh, and fell straight onto the floor in front of this bus full of people. I'll show you what happened. I'll do a little demo for you. So she just went flat on her face in front of this whole bus of people. And no, that story wasn't about me, but it was kind of too funny not to put in this video because she just face planted that floor. Okay, the next story is when I was in year 2, I had a habit of just inviting loads of my friends over to have dinner at my house, and I'd always say to my mum, can Grace come over, can Emily come over, can so-and-so come over, and she'd be like, yes, 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 it's fine. And in the end, she just said to me, Charlotte, just invite whoever you want. So I was like, okay. So I went into school the next day and I invited my teacher. If this was nowadays, whoa, you would get into so much trouble. But my teacher, she was so lovely and so nice. For the sake of this video, I'm going to call my teacher Mrs. Smith. And I just said, Mrs. Smith, do you want to come over to my house for supper? She was American, so I thought they called it supper instead of dinner. And she was like, oh my gosh, sure, of course, that's so nice of you. I'd love to be there. And anyway, she went out to see my mum in the playground that night. And she said, oh, Charlotte invited me to supper. And my mum's like, did she now? And I mean, what could my mum do? This teacher was right up for it. And not only did she come over, but she brought her husband over. This was like the next week. She brought her husband over. And my dad got her drunk on a school night. He got her drunk at my house. And I had to go into school the next day. And she had to pretend that she didn't have a hangover. She blooming came to my house, had dinner, got pissed, turned up for work the next day with a hangover. I do not know anybody else that would invite their teacher over for dinner and that their teacher would come. And like I said, if it was nowadays, this would have been really frowned upon. But back then, I don't know, it was kind of okay. Yeah, I invited my teacher over for dinner. And if I was this age and I saw her again and I invited over, I would get pissed with her. So this brings me on to my kind of last big story, and then I'm going to insert the little small story in a minute. But this one takes place, I can't remember how old I was, but I was doing gymnastics at the time, so I was quite young. I think I was maybe in junior school, so between years 3 and 6. So like I said, I was in gymnastics, and we were doing, a group of us were on the bar, a group of us were on the beam, a group of us were on the floor, and a group of us were on the vault, and we were just learning kiddie things. And anyway, I was up on the bar. The teacher was trying to teach me to, I can't remember exactly what she was teaching me, but she was trying to teach me to do something, and I really, oh my god, why am I telling this story? I really needed to fart. She made me do like this thing with my legs, like my body was all clenched, and then when I moved into that position, I relaxed, and I just went, I can't believe I'm telling this story. Why am I telling this story? And I was like, oh no. But I just carried on like nothing happened. And then I think for the rest of the time that I was in the bar, I was just making noises in my mouth like to make it blend in. But when I got off the bar, this other girl was there and she was my friend, and she goes, what was that noise when you were on the bar? It's so cringy. And I just went, oh, I made a mistake. So I went, oh my god. I farted in front of my gymnastics teacher and my group of friends, and one of them heard it, and if she heard it, probably all of them heard it as well. So now I'm going to go on to the last one, and it's only a short story, and it was less embarrassing, more like, oh my god. So me and my group of friends, and this only happened like last year or the year before, went to a crazy golf course. It was just built near where I live, and we went to have a game, we went to play, and it was on a Sunday, and it was heaving, absolutely heaving. It was so busy. We had to wait so long to get onto the next hole because there were so many families in front of us. Anyway, we got into this one hole, and you have to hit the ball over a bit of water. So I hit it really hard to get it over this water. It kind of went up, hit a rock, bounced off, and I watched this happen. It was almost in slow motion. This mum was holding her probably about 3-year-old kid, and the ball just went in this kid's face. I hit a kid in the face with a golf ball. So I went over to get the ball, and I might have said to her that was my friend. Did not even have the guts to say that it was me. I just hit a kid in the face. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my embarrassing stories. I'm probably going to have another one coming at some point soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Click that subscribe button down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!